Well, thanks for joining. We hope that you enjoyed. Dang, I always say that.
And I always say, have an amazing day. That's okay. That's your signature departure.
Okay.
I was thinking like a theme song.
Hi, welcome to our channel.
I'm Susie.
And I'm Ness, and this is
Mom and Daughter Talk,
where we hope to inspire,
encourage,
and uplift your mother-daughter relationship.
relationships.
Thank you for joining. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe so you can be notified when new content has arrived. Okay, what are we talking about today?
I think you said you're going to talk about real life, what we've been going through.
Okay, so I guess I'll start. Real talk, real life. So we, mom and daughter speaking, we haven't really been seeing eye to eye lately, and it's interesting how I just had an epiphany the other day. I feel like because me and you know we have something to put our hands to together, we're doing YouTube together, or if we're working out together, I feel like because we have things to do together, because we weren't talking as much, we kind of had to kind of make amends in some way, or be forced to talk about it, because it's we do so much together. We don't want, you feel that tension, when something's not right in your relationship.
Yeah, and because both of us are not really great at faking stuff, I think our facial expressions or whatever, for instance, we'll be honest, yesterday was when we were originally going to record, but it just wasn't happening. And it was at least for me, and I was like, you know what, I can't get on there hey, how you doing? And just, I really didn't feel like I was being authentic. And so we pushed it a day and things like that. But that really is a good point, that when two people in a relationship, whether it be mother, daughter, husband, wife, what have you, business partners, when there's an assignment or there's a project or a similar goal that you're working on, sometimes it does help to get things right as far as on the personal level if there's certain conflicts, because you know that the goal is to have a certain objective. And in doing that objective, you have to be in unity. And I think that's the key, is unity,
Yeah. And I feel definitely our relationship, I am kind of in the back of my head always thinking how am I reacting or responding in our arguments or our situations? I'm learning you, and I take all that, and in the back of my head I'm okay, this is kind of how a marriage is. We live together, we have to see each other every day. If you have disagreements, I'm learning you. You're more I don't want to talk about it, I need my time. And I'm more right off the rip well, let's talk about it. And so it's kind of balancing learning you and also learning me and taking introspection on it. But yeah, I definitely don't think, if we didn't have YouTube to do, we probably still would not really have made amends or gotten to a solution.
Yeah, maybe not as quick. I think about also too, I was listening to a message yesterday actually about forgiveness, and I'm going to equate it in that. One of the things that the minister said was, we read that scripture in Colossians where it says that we need to forgive others just as Christ has forgiven us, right? And so a lot of times we want to be forgiven. There's a scripture also too, it says, forgive us our trespasses, we forgive those that trespass against us, right? And there's an element that you have to work out, you forgiving, taking the first step as far as other people, because when it comes to us, we want mercy, we want forgiveness from the Lord, right? But sometimes we're not as quick to give to others. And I think that's a good litmus test, kind of like what we're saying about being in unity to do an assignment or a project, but really also we want God to forgive us, so therefore we should extend that same mercy and forgiveness to other people as well. And that makes me forgive people quicker too, because I need to be forgiven. I need mercy, I need grace.
And that is easier said than done.
Oh, absolutely.
If you see somebody on a daily basis and they got a little attitude, and then it's oh Lord, okay, I forgave them. But you can also forgive, but then that means just because you forgave them, that doesn't mean they're ready to just jump in and be oh, okay, I'm okay with the situation. It takes two to tango. So that's the interesting thing about relationships with people in general.
But I think true forgiveness is not based upon the other person's response. It has to do with just letting go from your heart, and depending on whatever time they need to, get back to acting like, their usual selves or whatever. It really is taking that initiative before the Lord and saying, you know what, I release it. I forgive them. Because there's some people we need to forgive in our life that maybe they're no longer around to be able to converse with them. Maybe something that happened in your childhood that you have to let go and forgive. It's a wrong that was done to you, but you may not be able to face-to-face reconcile with them.
Yeah, but I'm saying you can forgive somebody, but that other person is still like, I don't really want to talk to you right now.
Oh, I see. The person, when you're the one that's forgiving.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was talking about the receiving end. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so, yeah. And I just felt like for this video, like, we should just be raw, because like she said, it's really hard to be authentic and transparent when you're trying to like record and act like nothing just happened literally the past couple days.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I'm glad we actually like talked about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I also was telling her, like, I feel like moms and daughter relationships, like, I think we have a better relationship than most, I would say, unfortunately. But when we, like, it's not like we're perfect and we don't have little tiffs and arguments.
Of course.
Like, I know her better than, like, many people in this world. And so it's interesting because when we first started this, she said, let's remember to always cover each other in love. And so I was like, whoa, okay. So that means all the stuff I know about her, like her challenges, her weaknesses, and her strengths as well, like, I need to, like, cover her in love. Like, everybody doesn't need to know everything I know, and vice versa.
Yeah, and well, because the word says love covers, love covers. It says it covers a multitude of sins, really.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it really does. It says kings reveal, meaning when you need to make a judgment and things like that, you need to have all the information, right? But when it comes to love, it really is about covering someone. Yeah.
So yeah, a quick little tip: if you, your mom and daughter relationships, like, especially if you're living with them right now, take it as a time to really also look towards your future. Like, if you feel like you're called to marriage, or if you have a desire to be married, you're gonna live with them and you're not going to see eye to eye all the time. It's two different people trying to work together. So I would say definitely try to discover and learn your mother or your daughter.
Yeah, absolutely. Because really the relationships that you currently have in your sphere, when it comes to, like she mentioned, as far as marriage, that's still a relationship. So there are certain things that are fundamental in all interpersonal human relationships. You know what I mean? Communication, giving people space,
trust,
trust, and things like that. Absolutely. Yeah. So those are elementary things and foundational things that need to be in any relationship. I think in marriage, though, sometimes what kind of gets you a little bit, and I'll just speak for myself, sometimes it's expectations. Somehow you think because they're your spouse, you have this expectation that they should be more understanding of you or more of whatever, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think it's about giving each other space and grace, and walking in love. Yeah. Because really any relationship, and I think especially in a marriage, like, it brings a mirror to your weaknesses and your challenges. I heard this one psychologist say that we marry the people that are there to help us heal from our past. And I was like, oof. I just think the circumstances, because you're so vulnerable to this person, that it definitely, brings up wounds. But know that when God brings wounds up in you, the purpose is to heal you and make you whole. It's not just to make you feel bad about yourself or whatever, leave you in your pool of blood and, self-pity. But he wants to build us up and make us whole.
Yeah. Oops. Yes. Well, I'll say recording with you makes me feel better in our relationship.
Just overall, you're saying?
The space where we were at to now where we are.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think when we do work together, it brings a camaraderie.
Camaraderie.
You
said camaraderie.
You're right, there is.
Brings camaraderie.
Brings more unity. There's a T in unity. There you go.
Okay. All right, y'all. Well, we love talking to y'all. Thanks for listening.
Have an amazing day. We'll see you next time. God bless. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Well, thanks for joining. We hope that you enjoyed. Dang, I always say that.
And I always say, have an amazing day. That's okay. That's your signature departure. Okay. I was thinking like a theme song, but yeah.
Okay.
I always was saying, come on, it's okay. Consistency. Okay.